What if it's a softball?
Thank you all for being here. Superintendent McCursey, Board Chair Erickson, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Fleischman, Selectman Tessie, State Rep Bocino, Police Chief Heavey, guests, teachers, parents, and students. I welcome you to the 30th anniversary of the Greenwich Community Service Awards. It's wonderful to have you all here. At this time, would you please rise and we'll recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. How appropriate that this special anniversary for Community Service Awards coincides with the opening of our beautiful new Performing Arts Center here at Greenwich High School. A venue that we feel is commensurate to the high value we place on community service. 30 years ago, in 1986, the much respected former superintendent of the Greenwich Public Schools, Dr. Ernie Fleischman, suggested that alongside award ceremonies for our athletes, musicians, scholars, and artists, we honor those who commit themselves to service to others. And so began the Greenwich Community Service Awards. Each year since then, we have heard of the selfless acts of giving of our elementary, middle school, and high school students, helping others in need, cleaning up parks and beaches and schools, protecting our environment, connecting generations, and just about every variation of the above that you can think of. These students, some representing their school's efforts, and some singled out for their own accomplishments, are the embodiment of character. They choose to extend a hand to others, and in so doing, they make a contribution to they contribute to making the world a better place for all of us. I congratulate you, Dr. Fleischman, for having the vision to begin the Community Service Awards 30 years ago. I congratulate us, the Greenwich Public Schools, for continuing this fine tradition. I congratulate Kim Eves, who organized today's event, and I think she deserves a little round of applause. And mostly, I congratulate this year's Community Service Award winners for their efforts. At this time, I would like to introduce the directors of our GPS Honor Choir, Ms. Erin Schilling and Ms. Rebecca Lipschutz.
Subgroup of our larger district honor choir. They represent students from all 3 middle schools. They are an extra auditioned group, and they rehearse for an additional time every week and work on a little bit more challenging music. And so we're going to sing 2 songs for you tonight. Our first is "The Water is Wide."
And
Thank you very much, GHS Honors Choir. That certainly makes me feel good about the future of the chorals program here at Greenwich High School, to know that you're on your way. Now the awards program will begin with a video introduction featuring Superintendent William McCursey and former GPS Superintendent and founder of the Community Service Awards program, Dr. Ernie Fleischman, discussing the history of the program and its importance as part of an excellent public education. After the video, Dr. McCursey will lead us through the remainder of the ceremony.
I saw a sign on the post road on the western side of town, which said, Greenwich, home of champions. And I thought and said, well, what about the champions who are improving the quality of life in the community? We said, well, why not create awards in each school and provide incentives for students? And that's really the way the program began.
Commitment, relationship, leadership, connectedness, compassion, community.
We ask ourselves, what's the purpose of education? We want students to have the skills and knowledge so that they can further their education. But there's a second purpose, and it's not so much an individual purpose, but a community purpose. And that is to take the knowledge and the skills and to apply it in ways that improve the quality of life.
Most recently in Greenwich, I've been talking a lot about the importance of excellence and compassion. You can't be excellent without compassion, and you can't be compassionate without excellence. The new strategic plan speaks to academic growth, personal growth, and interpersonal growth. That's that community service. And as a community, you're not a community unless people are going to say, I care about the other. I care about giving when they need help. I care about finding out where that help is needed.
We're developing habits of the mind and habits of the heart. While they're developing habits of the heart, compassion, ethics, a high sense of morality, they're also using all of the skills, the vocabulary, the spelling, the language, the narrative, persuasion. So these two become married, and that's what a wonderful school system does, and states in its mission, but it carries it out in practice.
I've witnessed in my time here great impromptu stories from elementary students about how they cared for or watched out for another student.
When they see their parents engaging in helping others, whether it's through charity, whether it's through volunteer work. And I recall my own family. They modeled a lot of things for me, and I wasn't aware of the fact that it was having an impact.
My dad literally put me on his shoulders so I could witness Dr. King both in Soldier Field and in a march. And what was interesting for me was there as a diversifying community, a community going through racial change, that there are no boundaries to that. You reach across racial lines to serve. You reach across ethnic lines to serve. There are no boundaries to where service should stop. That was what inspired me from my parents.
The caregivers, the family, they are the first teachers, and I still believe they're the most essential teachers. But then I go back into school. I think the teachers model behaviors too.
From all backgrounds, we are sending individuals out who become leaders. Each of these honorees deserve to be honored, they deserve to be celebrated for their work, but each of them would say behind them are hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of students who are doing like work, similar work.
I'm inspired 30 years later to have seen this program sustained, and it's part of the fabric of the school system.
First thing I learned from Ernie is be humble. So Ernie would not want to be celebrated at this point, but I'm going to celebrate him. Ernie, there's a district in the town here that has your great legacy in many, many places. I would argue the most significant legacy is this area of service. This area of no matter how good you are, whatever you do, you're going to make time to give back. And I know you, Ernie, and I know that would mean a lot to you, but we are sending 600 plus students out every year, graduates, who know that service matters. And you have validated that, you have made sure that happens. And that is an incredible legacy for you to ensure this signature for Greenwich. Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, what's amazing about this space is you can hear me, correct? Can you hear me in the back? Yes. So, Ernie Fleischman and Laura, please come here front and center. I'm going off script. I stepped away from the microphone, but can you still hear me? Because it's very important. Yes. I'm Dr. McCursey, joined here by Dr. Fleischman and Board Chair Laura Erickson. As you may have heard in that videotape, Ernie, and I dare use your first name, does not want to be featured at all in this program, so we were off script. It's not part of the program. But Ernie, some 30 years ago, you had a vision, you had an idea, you had a concept, as you expressed in that video, to make sure that we as a community always celebrated service. So here we stand 30 years later in an incredible facility that in many ways is also your legacy. 13 years as superintendent is an incredible run. But we are standing here with program output outcomes in terms of service. So here in a very modest way, given to you by the board chair on behalf of the board, on behalf of everybody in Greenwich, do the math, 30 years of students going out to serve, thanks to Ernie Fleischman and your great work. Thank you. Can you hear me as well here? Yes. So this is a very special day for Greenwich. Every year this is one of the great moments when we celebrate, as the tape said, the individuals on the tape said, a legacy for Greenwich, a signature for Greenwich. And that is how, in addition to all our academic excellence, our athletic excellence, our artistic excellence, we're a district and a community that cares greatly about service. So today, for about the next hour, we're going to honor our students who have been giving so much this year and for many years prior to that. And also, there may be a few represented today, honored today, but I know each one of them, as you're going to hear from each one of them in a video shortly, each one of them knows they stand for hundreds upon hundreds of other students who could also be here today celebrating. And there'll be staff also helping, faculty, administrators also helping to celebrate these students, and they too are backed up by hundreds of staff and faculty who care about service. A program like this brings out important people. You've met Laura Erickson, you've met her before, she's our board chair. Our first selectman, Peter Tessie, is also here. Thank you, Peter, for being here. We also have State Representative Mike Pacino on the stage. Thank you, Mike, for being here. Excuse the first names, but I believe first names matter. And soon, very important, the 2013 recipient of the Fleischman Award, a 2013 graduate of Greenwich High School, now a very hard-working student at Eastern Connecticut State University. Jenny Cespedes is here also, and you will hear soon from Jenny. In the audience, you met Chris Winters early. Sorry, Chris, I'm supposed to acknowledge you. I got to stay to the script, but Dr. Winters is here as well. We do have in the room as well board members Barbara O'Neill, Debbie Applebaum, Jennifer Dayton. You don't want to leave out any board members. I don't know if there are any others here that I'm missing. We have, not to be named, but we have other selectmen here in the room. Members of the BET may also be here. Members of the RTM and other members of the community. In particular, I want to know Chief Evie, who always seems to hide in the back, but Chief, you're here. Thank you for always being here as a product of our system and as a parent in our school system. So now let me bring you to Peter Tessie, who will get us launched from the town-wide perspective. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Dr. McCursey. Good afternoon, everyone. I am delighted to be here today to celebrate with all of you 22 honorees for community service. Just this afternoon, we were having a meeting discussing the town and marketing the town and what is one of the things that we can accentuate or what drives people to our town. And universally, all the participants said, our schools. And I think today's ceremony and the recognition what's behind the ceremony are a testament to that answer, because what's produced here in the Greenwich Public Schools in terms of our education quality, in terms of the development of the whole student, is really second to none. And today we're celebrating these 22 young people and what they've accomplished, as well as celebrating their parents and their teachers who helped nurture and develop them as future leaders of our community and society. As the town's leader, I'm immensely proud of each and every one of these young people. It gives me tremendous hope and promise for our future through the actions that they've undertaken over the course of their school projects and their service to the community. It is the 30th anniversary, and we celebrate that. It is a momentous occasion with the following proclamation. It reads, whereas the Greenwich Community Service Awards program of the Greenwich Public Schools was established in 1986 by Superintendent of Schools Ernie Fleischman. Whereas the Community Service Award program provides an opportunity for our town to honor students' commitment to community service. It reinforces the commitment we have as educators and a community to ensuring service to others remains an important part of a holistic education. Whereas the Board of Education policy on whole student development directs the schools to provide opportunities for students to participate in, quote, activities that benefit others, such as school and community service, and student government and civic activities, end quote. And whereas the policy also supports our district's behavioral norms. Be here, be safe, be honest, care for self and others, and let go and move on. Whereas the Greenwich Public Schools strategic plan sets goals for academic, personal, and interpersonal student growth, and our educators are firmly committed to ensuring that community service is an integral component of our students' education. Now therefore, I, Peter J. Tessie, First Selectman of the Town of Greenwich, do hereby proclaim Monday, March 21st through Friday the 25th, 2016 as 2016 Community Service Awards Week in the Town of Greenwich, and urge all citizens to join me in celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Greenwich Public Schools Community Service Awards Week, and to honor all 22 Community Service Award recipients, and to thank them for their commitment, for their important work. So again, congratulations to the 22. I look forward to your stories and know that you provide immense pride for the Town of Greenwich throughout the state and throughout the broader community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tessie. I'd now like to bring forward State Representative Mike Pacino, who will give us a greeting from the state. He's also joined by Fred Camillo, so we've got a duo. Representatives Camillo and Pacino, please.
Thank you, Dr. McPherson. First off, we'd like to extend regrets from State Representative Florin and Senator Scott France. Senator France right now is in the Finance Committee in Hartford. Representative Camillo just got back from Hartford. I beat him by about 10 minutes. So, it was weird. We had, be here, be safe, be honest, care for self and others, let go and move on. In that small, brief sentence, those brief sentences, we can truly see what Greenwich is all about. This hangs in my office in Hartford, and you look upon that each time you go out to represent your constituents. Of these, care for self and others is one of the most important, and that's what we're here to celebrate today. These volunteers, these individuals from Greenwich who have gone above and beyond. They have gone out to care for others in the community, to volunteer their time to make a difference. Truly, that is one of the most important things that we can ever do while we have this short period of time here on Earth. I am so grateful to be honored to be here today, to share in this experience, to meet some of these recipients. I congratulate you all, and I look forward to more work that you'll be able to do to better not only our community, but to better our world. Thank you.
Good evening, Dr. McPherson, distinguished guests, parents, and of course the 22 award winners. Congratulations to you all. I think you'll look back at this night, as you will, times that you got good grades on your report card here, when you graduate, when you get into that school of your choice, when you graduate, when you get a job, when you like, and when you're well compensated. Those will be times you look back at and with great pride, but I think they'll pale in comparison to when you look back at those events that involved civic involvement and public service. And tonight, I think, is the beginning of that for all 22 of you. And for me, I know as I've gone along in life, I look back at those times from when I was young, much more than anything else that was materialistic. So I think you're off to a great start, and I'll leave you with a quote from Winston Churchill that really speaks to tonight. And that is that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Again, congratulations to you all and good luck.
As you can see, particularly for the students in the audience, one of the great things about Greenwich is how all parts of the town come together to make sure our schools work exceedingly well. As you've heard from First Selectman Peter Tessie, you've heard from two of our state representatives who've made time in their busy lives to be here, and it's symbolic of everything that goes on, often behind the scenes, students, away from what you can see, to make this school district, this town really work for you. Now let me bring forward Jenny Cepetis, who's a student who produced great things while in the Greenwich Public Schools. Come on, Jenny, walk across, please. She was an AVID student. That's a program relatively new in the district, thanks to the Greenwich Alliance for Education partnering with the district. It's a program, and we have an AVID student to be recognized shortly, a current AVID student. It's a program for students who have incredible promise, but may be new to that idea of college and their family. And Jenny was here, was a leader. I got to know Jenny, so it's great for me to welcome you to the microphone to share your wisdom on service and life after Greenwich High School. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good evening. So first I would like to say how honored I am to be back on the stage. Well, not on the stage, back here and on the stage, which is so truly amazing. And besides the fact that I feel old. Second, I would like to congratulate all the recipients that are here this evening. You all should be very proud of yourselves. Every single one of you has shown tireless commitment to improving the lives of others by dedicating yourself to the community. You have made a difference, and that's what brought you all here. I hope that you continue to strive and make that difference throughout your life, because I promise you, you will find success in that path. And that's how I found mine. In 2013, I myself was awarded with the Fleischman Award. Thank you. And that was due to my dedication and volunteering. I volunteered for the Boys and Girls Club in Nathaniel Witherall Nursing Home and continue to do so today. Volunteering not only brings so much joy to me, but I'm also creating happiness for other people as I become a mentor, leader, or a companion to them. The more and more people I get to help, the more I know that I have made a difference in their life. I cherish every single moment where I get to put a smile on someone else's face. This motivates me to continue to help my community and in the future many other people as well. Currently, I'm a junior in college. I attend Eastern Connecticut State University, where I'm a part of clubs such as Habitat for Humanity and Best Buddies, supporting students with special needs at my school, as well as doing basketball and volleyball intramurals. And I'm also studying business administration with a focus in marketing, which is my major, and I recently just completed my minor in psychology. On top of that, I also have a job as a babysitter. And wow, I must say, even though life has gotten a lot more complicated since high school, I know I can always rely on letting go when it comes to volunteering. Even at school, I volunteer at soup kitchens and for my club events, and in these moments I feel the happiest. I know that my only worry is to help and provide for others. Volunteering has become a part of me. It has helped me experience, grow, and push me to be a better person, a well-rounded person. My advice for you is to always carry your positivity around no matter where you go. Find what makes you the happiest. Again, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I wish you guys all the luck with your bright futures. Stay positive.
I think Jenny exudes that idea of excellence and compassion woven into one person, and we can see. Thank you, Dr. Fleischman, for being so wise to honor Jenny in her senior year, and thank you, Jenny, for coming back to keep giving back. I want to establish a little theme for today. The honor choir sang a piece that I know very well called The Water is Wide. And in there's a line about build me a boat. So now we're going to see videos from our youngest award winners. We'll then hear from faculty and administrators about them. Then we'll hear about our middle schoolers via video. Thank you, Kim Eves, for these incredible videos. Then we'll hear from the high schoolers. But the theme I challenge you for is be listening and watching for how they're saying the water is wide, and what they're doing is building a boat to help people get across that water and navigate those waters. So with further ado, the video for our elementary honorees, please.
Community service to me is helping others and helping your community by doing tasks that will improve the community and improve other people's lives.
Your community can be your family, the people you know, your town, your neighbors.
It's about helping others who sometimes don't have what you have, and it's also about teamwork and leadership.
To me, it's something that helps other kids or anybody in our community that needs help or just needs a little bit of confidence to get them back up and running. People always need help, and once they receive it, it makes them happy, and happiness can really impact the world to a better place. When we choose a charity, I feel really happy of what I'm doing, because I have a really lucky life. I feel and I just wanted to help out. Well, it really makes me feel happy, and I'm giving people a second chance to accomplish goals that they never got to accomplish. The community service activities that I've enjoyed the most is I've done Girl Scouts, and that was fun. At my temple, we help the elderlies with food and water, and we hear their stories and listen to them sing and dance.
There's this thing we do, kindergarten recess, where you go outside with kindergartens. There's 3 certain people you go with. And I love helping out the kindergarteners because I like helping them solve their problems.
At student council, we come up with ideas that the school will enjoy, like donations to a charity, like Champs.
I did a fundraiser every year. I would buy a pearl necklace and diamond earrings and do a raffle for Operation Smile because everyone deserves a great smile.
I do participate in a school service. It's called Student Council. Usually I'm really shy, but this time I wanted to help others even more.
The person that inspired me the most was Sarah Ramirez because she's caring, she's respectful to others. I've learned confidence and leadership skills and being compassionate to others.
I've really learned that some families that are struggling in the world, so I shouldn't complain about all the things if I don't have chocolate for lunch or something.
I've taught myself that you're never too generous to give. I've learned that everybody deserves to have a great life.
I feel like I'm doing something important with my time instead of playing video games.
Helping other people makes many people feel good about themselves.
It's not only making me feel good, it's making others feel good.
Helping others can really make a change in people's lives.
It is important to help our community because we have to take care of it.
We work as a team, and it's very important to me that we make people happy.
You don't care about yourself only. You care about other people and everyone.
Community service never has to be that big where you have to donate a bunch of money to all these different places. It's where you can just encourage someone to do something, to do a community service. If everybody does their fair share, the community and the world would be a great place.
So now to help us get to know these elementary school awardees better, Tricia Ranieri, please, principal of Old Grange School, please come forward. We have longer walks this year, but the sound is wonderful, isn't it?
Well, good evening. On behalf of the elementary school principals, would you all please come up on stage with your students at this time? You can give them a round of applause as they're coming up. In Greenwich Public Schools, we are very fortunate to be living the legacy of community service given to us by former Superintendent Ernie Fleischman. Community service, as was stated in a number of different ways, is really a critical component of our elementary schools. The principals, their teachers, and PTAs integrate distinct opportunities for service through the school day, through student council, service clubs, and ambassador programs. In each of our schools, students participate in different service opportunities. There are too many to list, but I'm going to try to name just a few. We engage in food and clothing drives to support our local resource, Neighbor to Neighbor. We spread messages about environmental awareness and sponsor recycling activities. We spread information about cancer awareness and honor our veterans and deployed military personnel with assemblies, cards, and letters. Sometimes our activities include fundraising for such organizations as CHAMPS, the American Heart Association, UNICEF, and Kids in Crisis. When we ask our students why they participate in community service, we often hear answers such as, to make a positive difference. And we do hear very frequently, it makes us feel good. Well, we know it actually does much more than that. Through these activities, the children learn about the importance and responsibility we have as members of a community. Community service teaches an appreciation of cultures and various perspectives, and it teaches students to take into consideration the feelings of others as they make decisions. Robert Brooks, the Harvard psychologist and author of several books, including The Power of Resilience, firmly believes that our goal should be to create a culture of empathy. In this way, we build our resilience, increase our influence, and positively impact our global community with an ever-expanding social networks. Ultimately, this benefits us all. And children, we thank you for the work that you've done and the service you will continue in the years ahead. Just keep in mind, don't count the things you do the things that count. I will now introduce each principal and their student representatives. As I do so, I will highlight one service activity from their school. And we begin with Principal Jean Schmidt of Cos Cob School with student Grace Nash. Cos Cob students operated lemonade stands in their own neighborhoods, as well as school-wide lemonade stand, raising $1,500 for the Alex's Lemonade Stand to support efforts to cure childhood cancer. Good work, Grace. Thank you. At Glenville School with Principal Mark D'Amico and student Audrey Hall, Glenville participates in Ben's Bell's Kind Campus Program, an innovative outreach program for schools that serves to educate and inspire students and staff to recognize the importance of intentional kindness. Thank you, Glenville. At Hamilton Avenue School, we have Principal Cindy Wrigling with two students, Jaya Maduro and Angelina Ponce. And for the 6th year, Hamilton Avenue students have participated in a math-a-thon to benefit St. Jude's Research Hospital. They raised over $6,000 this year. Congratulations, girls. At the International School of Dundee, we have Principal Terry Rickey and student Piper Lovelace. ISD students collected 7 large boxes of clothes and over 300 food items to support Neighbor to Neighbor this year. Thank you, Piper. At Julian Curtis School, we have Principal Patricia McGuire and student Chihiro Nishihara. Julian Curtis students participated in a fundraising and awareness building campaign for Help Our Military Heroes to help purchase specialized vans for wounded soldiers. Thank you very much. At New Lebanon School, we have Principal Barbara Riccio and student Ruby Garcia. For many years, New Lebanon students have supported CHAMPS, an organization committed to training landmine detective dogs to help prevent children from being injured. This year, New Lebanon students raised funds to purchase wheelchairs for students that have been hurt by those landmines, and they have been Skyping with schools in those countries impacted. Thank you very much. At North Miami School with Principal Angela Schmidt, we have students James Chang and Carolyn Mullins. North Miami students collected over 700 pairs of gently used shoes and proceeds from a bake sale to donate to Souls for Souls, an organization that provides shoes for those in need around the world. Thank you, North Miami. At North Street School with Principal Jill Flood and student Maggie Celebi, we have North Street students supporting Mothers for Others, a local charitable organization, by collecting clothing and baby equipment and creating coloring books as holiday gifts for families in need. Thank you, North Street. At Old Greenwich School, we have Abby Ostruska, assistant principal, with student Sarah Deschamps. And for the 22nd year, Old Greenwich School students participated in Jump Rope for Heart to raise awareness and funds for the American Heart Association while learning about the importance of their own physical fitness. Thank you, Old Greenwich. At Parkway School with Principal Patricia Allen and student Lindsay Geary, Parkway students participate in peer leadership program designed to promote opportunities for students to develop leadership skills and provide younger students with role models at school. Thank you, Lindsay. And last but not least, we have Miss Lacey Hartley with Mr. Chris Weiss, principal of Riverside School. More than half of the Riverside 5th grade students participate in the Riverside Rangers program, a leadership and service group trained to be helpers at morning meetings, to run games and cooperative activities with the younger students. Thank you, Lacey. And one final round of applause, please, for all of our elementary school representatives.
Thank you very much, Principal Ranieri. And thank you, Grace, Audrey, Jay, Angelina, Piper, Chiro, Ruby, James, Carolyn, Maggie, Sarah, Lindsay, and Lacey. Thank you very much. We're now going to move to the middle school. And the design of this program is, at the elementary, we feature individual students who truly represent their entire school, as you heard from Principal Ranieri. At the middle school level, we start to focus in on particular students who, while definitely representative of a larger group of students, truly themselves are award winners. And at the high school level, we get that much more focused with our pinnacle award being the Fleischman Award, just to give you a sense of how we're progressing here. And I challenge you still, look for that theme. The water is wide in our lives, and who's building these boats to help us get across that water. And now, for the middle school video, please.
Community service to me is when you go out in your community and you try to solve a problem and help the people around you.
Community service is helping others in a way that others can't be helped.
Helping others is just a good way to feel good about yourself and to feel good about a community.
Giving them food, water, or just giving them a meal to enjoy is like really what makes community service.
It made me feel really satisfied with myself because I did something that was going to help someone else, and it just made me feel really good inside.
I think my mom inspired me to help others and volunteer because she always talks about how important it is and how you can be rewarded in it.
My family inspired me to volunteer because we live in a large community and we also go to another community in the city, and I dedicate a lot of time with different people, and I get to feel what it's like through different eyes and through different places.
You can't judge someone for being in the situation that they are because it's not necessarily their fault. It's something that put them there that they can't explain, and you just can't judge them. You have to put a smile on and not question it because that's their story. You need to create a new story with them that defines their life going forward, not in the past.
I've learned that helping others isn't a big deal, but it's such a big part of your life, and doing it can become a way of life.
As a result of helping others, I learned that it's important to think about someone else and not just yourself, and it's also important to work hard for what you really need.
I just think that community service is something that everyone should partake in. You need to take action and step up and say, I'll do it, I'll take action, and I'm going to help everybody else out.
So we'll call forward first Shelley Summers, principal of Central Middle School. I then will call forward after Central Middle School, Ralph Mayo, and then after that I'll call forward Gordon Weinstein. But first, Shelley Summers, Central Middle School.
Good evening. We're proud to present Antia Pasha as Central's recipient of this year's Community Service Award. As a student council leader, Antia has really shaped our Each One Reach One initiative through her tireless efforts of collecting food, coats, pennies for patients. She is an inspiration in her church, in our school, and I am told by her cousin that she has even inspired him to build a treehouse. So thank you, Antia, and I look forward to working with you on Earth Day activities.
Next, calling forward Ralph Mayo in Eastern Middle School. Ralph is walking a lot faster.
I'm very proud to present Emma Burstiner as Eastern Middle School's Community Service Award winner. Emma has those habits of the heart that Ernie talked about in the video. I just love that. And she also has those habits of the mind. She's an outstanding student, but she also has those outstanding leadership qualities. And her willingness to go the extra mile to provide assistance to those in need is just awe-inspiring to all of us on our staff at Eastern Middle School. We just love Emma, and we love all the work that she's done both in and out of the school to help provide service to others. So congratulations to Emma and all the winners of this outstanding, amazing award. Thanks.
Next, call forward Gordon Weinstein, Western Middle School.
Well, it's not much of a workout, you must be getting older. Western is proud to present Miss Sadie Kriegler over here. As you saw in the video, she is a special young lady who is committed to helping others. She spends countless hours of her free time, such as it is, with neighbor to neighbor, stocking shelves and helping the elderly through Temple Shalom. She is a special person. When I asked her why she does what she does, she said, I wanted to help give people what they really, truly deserve. So for that, we really respect her. So thank you, Sandy.
Now we move to the recognition at the high school level. As I mentioned earlier, these are individuals in our very large but very nurturing high school that truly are individuals receiving these awards. But again, while they are featured individually, and particularly then when we get to the Ernie Fleischman Award, the Dr. Fleischman Award, they represent hundreds. So let's roll the video, please, to talk about our high school service.
Community service means providing something for others that is invaluable and intangible.
Community service is a pretty broad term, especially at the high school, since there are so many different clubs dedicated to different topics. I think once your heart's in it and you're very passionate about it, that's what community service is all about.
You're taking your time out of your social life or life all about you to go and help others that need it more than you do.
We're living in a world that there's a lot of hateful comments and like crimes, like just a very negative tone to the world. And I think it's really important for young people especially to give back to the world and try to make it, it's gonna sound corny, but try to make it a better place.
I think one of my favorite community service activities / experiences that I've had was probably teaching math to students at Central Middle School during summer school.
It's important to work with other people and work for other people so that you're more than just yourself, because if you exist only for yourself, then what really are you doing with your life?
Community service is important in my life, honestly, because it makes me feel like I'm doing something for others. I feel selfless.
Time is actually just the most generous gift you could give. Just giving back actually means a lot to the students, to the parents, to the community as a whole.
If you have a topic you're passionate about, whether that be international development, whether that be prison reform, or whether that just be providing books to a preschool, as long as you stay dedicated to it, you will be able to find someone who's just as desperately willing to give you the opportunity to carry forth that plan.
You're helping those around you that need it most. It's a lot of fun trying to get involved with different things, and it just makes everybody feel that much better.
Another very essential part of community service is helping those who aren't a part of your community. Being able to step outside of that role and understand that someone completely unlike you, maybe across the world, is desperately in need of cleaner water.
I've learned that giving back is something everyone should do, no matter if you're in high school or even after high school. It's not something you should just do just for a few hours and then you're done. Because you live in a community, you interact with your community, and that's one way you can help your community grow.
You're only required to do 5 hours in order to graduate. But when you look at all of the opportunities that are around you, you really learn how much of an impact you can make.
Volunteering and giving your time, it doesn't mean you have to put aside everything else in your life and devote yourself to promoting something. It just takes a little bit of your time, a little bit of caring to think about someone else besides yourself. And then that thought becomes a word, and that word becomes an action, and that action becomes the community.
So now we will call forward house by house, house administrator and their students, starting with Bella House. Michael Batchelor, please come forward.
I am proud to introduce Mary Byrne, recipient of the Bella House Community Service Award. Mary has contributed countless hours to the Historical Society here in town. And because of her contribution, that society has honored her as one of 2 students to be on the educational advisory group planning programs, events, and activities that will attract other students here in town. Congratulations, Mary.
From Cantor House, Jason Goldstein.
Diana is a young woman who has gone above and beyond in giving back to her community with over 500 hours of service, both within the Greenwich High School community as well as the larger town of Greenwich community. Diana is a true giver who, in a recent conversation, lit up with a smile as she expressed to me the true joy she feels in her heart when she puts the needs of others before herself. It's my honor to recognize Diana Jaramillo as the Cantor House recipient of the Community Service Awards.
David Walco, representing Clark House.
First of all, congratulations to all the award winners this evening. It's my honor to present Caitlin Lovely as the Clark House recipient of the community service. Caitlin has made meaningful contributions to our school and community through her dedication of service to others. For many years, Caitlin started in the Girl Scouts in 3rd grade and has continued her service through there. Has achieved the highest awards and levels through Girl Scouts, and if you look in your program, there are other community service activities that she has done. So recently I asked Caitlin about her service and why, and she replied, and I quote Caitlin here, "I don't think about community service as community service. It's just the right thing to do to help others when they're down." So again, Caitlin, congratulations on this great award.
Dana Tolato, Folsom House.
It is with much enthusiasm that I introduce Emma Janot to all of you. A true role model and mentor to our younger generation, Emma has inspired her high school peers to tutor students in our middle and elementary schools. She believes in helping students to reach their academic potential and has devoted her time to provide academic support in math, reading, and writing. On behalf of Folsom House, congratulations, Emma.
And now for Sheldon House, Bridget Berry.
From the time as a freshman when she pretty much single-handedly decorated Sheldon House to show house spirit, Alexis Satori has made the house proud. Since then, along with other commitments, Alexis has been active in Greenwich High's student government and on the First Selectmen's Youth Council. Her participation in one group, the Model UN, led Alexis all the way to work with the World Bank and to a passion for developmental economics. Sheldon is not alone in noticing. Alexis was recognized last Veterans Day by the Greenwich American Legion as the 2015 Young Person of the Year. Go, Alexis. Thank you.
the high schoolers by first name, another theme here. And Tia, Emma, Sadie, Mary, Diane, Caitlin, Emma, and Alexis, congratulations. We have one final video tonight that celebrates this year's Fleischman Award winner. So, and after that video, Dr. Fleischman will come forward to tell you a great deal about that awardee. So please roll the video on this very, very special senior and leader.
I think community service is the way we thrive, and we create positivity in the world, and the world keeps spinning because we keep giving and we keep doing service. We all go through unfortunate times in our lives, and without community service, we wouldn't have people to turn to when we are facing major issues. At my school for the past 4 years, I've been involved in the Cancer Awareness Club, which has changed my life. I've met a bunch of awesome students that I've made great connections with, and what we do is basically just raise awareness of cancer throughout the community. Last year we were fortunate enough to raise $155,000, and I'm so proud to be on the committee because it all goes back into our community. We have a lot of people that come into town, go to Greenwich Hospital to get their cancer treatments, and then through Cancer Awareness Club, we try and help people within the community as much as we can, and just to make sure that process can be any more comfortable, because it is a difficult journey. I decided, even though I'm going to be done with Hebrew school after my bat mitzvah, I want to continue and I want to work here and I want to change the lives of other students, because the teen teachers that I had changed my life in a way that I couldn't explain. I felt like I had a role model, that I had someone to look up to, and that was the kind of person I planned on being. So I ended up being a teacher, and I was the first teen teacher actually of the bar and bat mitzvah class, the year after I got bat mitzvahed. So the majority of that class is doing community service. To all those that want to get involved and they have the smallest idea and they shy away from it, they think, if I have a small, tiny idea for service, what can I contribute? That small idea is fantastic, and go for it. Because no matter how small or how big your idea, it's going to do something. You're going to make an impact. I really hope that, every kid that gets this award in the future has that mentality that even though I'm just one person, I can make the change that needs to be made in this world.
Becca, I'm going to ask you to come up on the stage now. Change the format a little bit. Would you join me? It's a long walk, isn't it? Also, I don't like doing, come a little closer. I really don't like doing this alone, and it makes much more sense. I simply want to repeat what Dr. McPherson said. Students, staff, families, caregivers, thank you for all of your support for this award. We're honoring heroes tonight. We define them, Dr. McPherson said, we define them sometimes athletically, musically, artistically. Those are all very good definitions. But now we're honoring people who are making a difference in the lives of others. So, I had lunch yesterday with the high school award winners. And as one of the coaches said, I could have walked through a brick wall after the conversation
with the high school students because they inspired me. And they're a great example of what the Greenwich Public Schools is doing to put community service front and center. Not just this year, but really for the past 30 years, and it continues to grow. So, I don't call you Rebecca, it's Becca. That's what you want to be called. So, we chatted on Friday before she went to a major policy conference in Washington. And near the end of the chat, I said to her, okay, Becca, do you have any questions you want to ask me? And she said, I have two. She has a very poise and confidence about her, as you could see in the video. And the first question was, why did you start these awards? And then she really got to the heart of the matter, which was the second question, which was, what is your favorite ice cream? And I quickly said, coffee, coffee, buzz, buzz, buzz. And I asked Becca, and she said, Rocky Road. And I just got a chill when I said it, because I got home, Becca, and I shared that with my wife, and then I thought, how fitting that you chose Rocky Road, because the story of you and your service is to enable people to get off the rocky road and to get on a highway where they can move under their own power and move smoothly. So I'm not going to forget that. Let me say some things about her accomplishments. Vice President of Community Affairs for Student Government, President of the Greenwich High School Cancer Awareness Club, and in one of those capacities, as the video indicated, raising, with a team, $155,000. And as she explained to me, there's always a meaningful connection. Cancer has touched her family and her life, and therefore that community service comes from the heart. President of the Greenwich High School Gender Equity Club, Vice President of the Greenwich High School Tri-M Music Honor Society. Love the fact that you're a peer mentor, because you are a teacher. Lead team for the Hebrew Wizards Community Congregation. Not only lead contributed to its curriculum, but in the words of her rabbi, one of the most outstanding teachers he has found. She. Didn't know that. So, those are the accomplishments, but it's really the person that came through so clearly to me. And Shannon Presta, who is her guidance counselor, and Becca speaks so movingly about her, says it so clearly. I have served as her counselor for 4 years, and I've been impressed time and again by Becca's accomplishments, character traits, overall determination, maturity, and passion. She is a natural-born leader who leads by example. She earned the trust of her classmates very early. It says in her high school career, but I've given this award, not this one, in the 5th grade at the Old Greenwich School. You were sitting out there. In the 8th grade at Easton Junior High School, I had the pleasure of shaking your hand because you earned that award. And she is a fighter for social justice. She does not take no, and yet she does it with a dignity and a modesty, and yet strong affirmation and will. What impressed me the most was the conclusion of your guidance counselor, Ms. Preston. She said, Becca has made me a much more effective counselor. So, you have done a great job moving people off that rocky road, and I want to provide you with a certificate for this award in your honor. This is a check from my wife, Amy, and me. Do with it whether you want to provide it to a charity of your choice, or if it's your choice. It's in honor of your work. And then finally, a book. This is called the Freedom Writer's Diary. It's the story written by Erin Gruhl, who happens to be a friend and a colleague from Long Beach, California, who was teaching a group of high school students who only knew failure and had lost hope. And she read with them the diary of Anne Frank. The students were, some were angry that Anne died. 2 students were furious, but the others were moved. She ultimately took them to Anne Frank's house. And the students became writers, and they're now speaking across the country. You may have seen the movie. Hilary Swank starred in it. But this book is about you. Teacher, passionate mover, and an inspiration for all of us. So proud that you've won this award. Congratulations.
So much. Again, good evening, and thank you all for attending this beautiful ceremony to honor some of the most dedicated and giving students in this community. I'm beyond honored to be this year's Fleischman Award winner. For each of these students, including myself, service has become so much more than a graduation requirement, a resume item, or even a hobby. It is a way of life. I commend each of you for your work that has highly impacted the community in such a positive way. I would personally like to thank my friends, family, co-workers, and especially my parents for their endless support of my passions and particularly my work, no matter how crazy my dreams may get. I'd particularly like to thank Dr. Fleischman, not only for establishing this amazing tradition, but for being such a kind, respectful man who has continually given to the Greenwich Public School system. You have truly been an inspiration to me since I first saw you speak at these awards as a 5th grader, and to so many of those whose lives you have touched that are here with us tonight. I would like to leave you all with a quote from Margaret Mead that my mom read to me one day when I was feeling helpless. As if my efforts, as if my dreams to change the world for the better were too far out of sight. I hope you all take Miss Mead's words with you, especially my fellow award recipients, as we continue to help those in need and achieve greatness. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Thank you.
Becca's going to help me be intergenerational here. If Barbara Riccio and Ruby Garcia could come forward. Our new Lebanon recipient was caught in traffic. And as they're walking up here, in all the years I've done this, I've always commented, and Becca, I want to thank you for this, I've always said to the younger students here, look at the Fleischman Award winner. Watch what they do because you could be here someday. And you said that. In 5th grade, you watched. So I'm not putting the pressure on Ruby Garcia, who's coming up here. I'm putting the pressure on the rest of you. But Ruby, please come forward, and Becca's going to help us celebrate you because we're glad you're here. Barbara.
Ruby just lights up every room that she's in, and I'm just so glad to get the opportunity to meet her tonight. I was so worried when she wasn't here, but here she is. She's a sparkle, and we're happy to have her and all the gracious things she does for our school. I told her she's going to be up here years from now, so I hope you'll see her again.
now we bring this program almost to a close. Before Laura Erickson comes forward, I just want to say a few closing remarks, and then Board Chair Laura Erickson will close us down here. Think about what you've heard today, what you've witnessed today, and think about that theme I tried to create for you. The water is wide. It's hard to get over that, but that wonderful song that opened the program, it speaks to boats being built to help us get across that water. The water is wide, build me a boat. And you're meeting many people today who are building those boats. I want to thank Kim Eves for working so hard on all those videos. None of those were scripted. Those were all statements from the heart. And each of us who were in those videos know they weren't scripted, and we were asked to speak from our heart. And thank you, Kim, for the 30th anniversary of building this company. Bringing us something that will live as digital things do forever. I want to thank the families here that have come out to support your students, because without you, I doubt they would be in the service they are. I want to thank the staff and faculty here for making room in the busy days for our students, both for supporting them and guiding them in their service. And I want to thank everyone in this room for making this such a special evening. So now, let me bring forward Laura Erickson.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the board, I just want to offer a few brief closing remarks. Yesterday, several board members and cabinet members had the opportunity to attend a ceremony at Havemeyer where we conferred a high school equivalency diploma to a 91-year-old woman who is truly the definition of a lifelong learner. It was inspiring, as is this ceremony. It is a pleasure to be here witnessing the acts of kindness, the acts of giving, the selfless compassion, and each and every act of kindness that starts in kindergarten and develops through elementary school and middle school and high school does have an impact on the world. And we know that. Our next generation is our greatest hope. And that is why we as Board of Education members do what we do to help teachers and faculty and parents and the community foster all those ideals that we all are looking for in our children and the next generation. We owe a debt of gratitude to Dr. Ernie Fleischman, who 30 years ago in 1986 recognized the importance of community service along with arts and athletics. And 30 years later, we pay tribute to him. I want to thank Dr. McCursey, who has made it a cornerstone of his administration to really focus on the things that matter. Academics matter, but the whole child matters. I want to thank my fellow board members, all the parents, all the teachers, all the administrators. Each and every day, we go out, we do what we do, and we just hope, when we live out our days that we made a difference. And I think we can all safely say that the kids do make a difference. I also wanted to acknowledge Chief of Police Jim Heavey. Thank you for being here. Jim himself is a longtime volunteer with the Boy Scouts of America. Everyone in this room does something, and it does make a difference. So with that, I'd like to invite everyone out in the Galleria for some cake, to socialize. But before that, the principals, house administrators, and awardees, please come to the stage. And again, thank you. It's been very inspiring.